Hi, Brianna. How are you?
I'm doing good.
So, how's your time going here in Hawaii?
It's good. I've mostly just been going to class today.
So, Brianna, before we go to our questioning session, I would like to ask about your introduction. Like, would you like to introduce yourself, your family background, and
Yeah.
how's your experience here so far?
My name is Brenna Moon. I'm from Salem, Oregon, and I'm a student here at BYU Hawaii. I'm a junior, and I am the only girl in my family. I have two brothers, and I'm the middle child. So it's kind of a unique outlook on things.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
All right. So, let's start from the beginning. You moved from Oregon to Hawaii. What were your first thoughts when you got here?
Ooh. So my parents actually used to live here. They went to school here.
Mhm.
And so I grew up always hearing the stories about when they lived here and how wonderful it was. So I've always been really excited. I visited with my family when I was a kid, and I've been like planning my whole life to move here and go to school here. And when I was gonna move here, graduated from high school, I was ready. COVID hit. We had the pandemic, and I actually didn't get to move here for like 6 months. And so when I finally got here, I was so ready to be here, and I had been waiting forever. And I got here, and things were kind of different. They were a little weird
Mm-mm.
because of the pandemic. You know, a lot of things were closed
Yeah.
down. I didn't get to go to class in person for that whole, my freshman year of college.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so beautiful, and because there was less people, I got to enjoy the beauty of nature and of the islands without having all of the tourists and everything going on. So that was amazing.
That's super cool. Well, everyone sees Hawaii in movies, but what's something that totally caught you off guard once you were actually living here?
Ugh. That's the thing is, people think it's this perfect place, and you kind of forget that when you're living here, it's just like anywhere else. You have to go to work, you have school, you have assignments, you have stress. And
Mm-hmm.
so people always get surprised. Oh, you're living in Hawaii. Oh, you must do nothing other than go to the beach. And it was kind of
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, it was interesting for me to be like, oh, like I'm living in this beautiful place, and yet I don't get to go to the beach that much. That was kind of an adjustment for me.
Yes, gotcha. So the cost of living, is it that bad? One of the biggest things people say about Hawaii is that it's crazy expensive. Be real with us. How bad is it?
Um, it's one of the most expensive places to live in the United States. Um, Housing is really expensive. I mean, if I didn't have any financial assistance, I would have to quit school and work 24/7 just to be able to pay the minimum, just living and grocery costs just to live here.
Yeah, I agree. Give me an example. What's something you bought in Oregon that cost double or triple in Hawaii?
I would say gas. Gas is one of them for cars. Eggs and milk, which are both kind of expensive right now anyway, but like they're extra expensive here because shipping, all of that.
That let's talk something spicy.
Mm.
Island dating and making friends. The dating scene in Hawaii. What's your opinion about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. Dating here, there's so many different cultures.
Yes.
And so it's very easy to kind of misunderstand how different cultures see dating. I know there's a lot of kids from certain places in the mainland, a lot of students who are, they just go on dates with anyone and everyone and just kind of do whatever and date 5 people at a time. And
Yep.
that's that's not what I'm used to.
Okay.
Where I'm from, we don't do that. So that's been weird.
Uh-huh.
And then, you have kind of the opposite. You'll have different cultures where dating is very strict.
Uh-huh.
And so it's just been interesting trying to navigate the different cultures and the way people see things. And when they say go on a date, what does that really mean?
Yes.
I think it's also been kind of weird. Like, I am not considered that tall from where I'm from.
Mm-mm.
But here with a large Asian population, I am like taller than most of the guys. So that's been different. Mm, well, definitely like for the university, like where I'm from, you don't go on dates with all these different people. You go on date with one person, and that means that you're like in a relationship.
Okay.
And I don't know, whatever the best way is, but that's just the way I grew up and the state that I'm from. And so when you have, people who are, go on a date with the other person, and they're like, they feel like they're sincerely dating someone while sincerely dating 5 other people.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like confusing. Well, and then it makes me question, because I'm not used to that,
Yeah.
like, are they really sincere if they are like basically in relationship with multiple people?
Yep.
Kind of weird.
And
it was kind of weird, people from all these different cultures. You're trying to find a way to connect. Different cultures have different like things they want to do together, way you should act, and some cultures don't want you to be loud and crazy, and that's what I am. So that's a little hard sometimes. Sometimes I might be too loud. But it's also been really amazing to get to know about all these different cultures, to make friends with people from all over the world, and to really connect, just like on almost a spiritual, like spirit to spirit, like you're really connecting with those people, because maybe you don't understand culture and language,
yes,
but you understand each other's hearts.
So, do you have any experience in terms of making friends?
Yeah, I remember at one point I lived with like 7 or 8 Polynesian girls, and I was the only, white girl. And so it was really different, and we had different ideas about cleaning and cooking and how everything should be kept.
Yes.
And, maybe they stay up late and really loud, and I try to go to bed early. And so we really just had to try to find common ground. And eventually I really got close with these girls. And, when I was scared of cockroaches, they could kill it for me. And when they needed help with like a Spanish assignment, like I could help them. Like,
wow,
we just found ways to kind of bridge that.
That makes sense. So thank you so much, Brianna, for sharing this all things. So now let's talk about the harsh truth and your regrets. So the time for the real talk. Do you regret moving to Hawaii? If you could go back in time, would you still make the move?
Yeah, I could never regret living here. It's become part of who I am. It's always been part of who I am. I've always, wanted to come here because of my parents. And when I am here, I feel closer to my parents. I'm able to understand more about them, because those years when they were like getting to know each other and they were like really becoming adults, they were here. And now I'm doing the same thing in the same place. And it's like something that's shaping me into who I am as an adult and who I will be for the rest of my life. And I would never want to take that back.
Well, thank you so much, Brianna, for coming and share your insight. This was eye-opening. A huge shout out to Brianna Moons for sharing her insight and be real with us and being honest and share your experience staying here in Hawaii. If you guys enjoyed this episode, hit the like button, drop a comment, and let us know, would you move to Hawaii? Also, don't forget to subscribe for more unfiltered conversation. Until next time, stay real and stay curious. Peace. Bye bye.